In episode 6, join me on a stunning 106-mile trek from Pie Town to Grants, New Mexico, along the rugged Continental Divide Trail. While navigating arid desert landscapes and rolling hills, I face challenging terrain in the amazing lava fields, unpredictable weather and breathtaking vistas. Watch as I share trail insights, camp under starlit skies and push towards Grants, an historic Route 66 town. Don't miss the highs and lows of this unforgettable CDT segment. Well, the party's over. Had a day and a half rest here at the Toaster House. It's been very good. Jeff's been a great host. Thank you so much to Nita. It's an incredibly generous gift for the use of this house. So it's such a nice break. Feeling a bit refreshed, although the pack is super heavy because we've got to carry water for all of today, plus 5 days of food. So it's not going to be too much fun hiking out of here, but on we'll go. As Willie Nelson famously sang, we're on the road again. And that road is leading us northeast out of Pie Town. So I had a great day and a half rest in Pie Town at the Toaster House. And now we've got 28-mile gravel road walk, and the problem with that is there's no water for all of today. So we're carrying 3 litres of water, there's 3 kilos, 5 days of food's probably another 5, plus base weight of about 7.5, so the pack's feeling mighty heavy after having a day and a half off. I was just getting used to it. I've got some new shoes ordered. Next town's coming up is Grants, New Mexico. I've got some new shoes ordered for there because I'm starting to feel the sole of these is basically worn out now. So that would be good to get those, help walk along over these rocks a bit more bearable. But again, as you can see, it's blue sky and sunshine. Just the way it is here in New Mexico in the morning, every day. It's rarely a cloud in the sky. And if it gets windy, it generally only is in the afternoon, then dies off overnight. So I've been really lucky with how the weather's been treating us. Right, we've got a big day today. Back on the road, so we'll keep walking on. Just had my 3rd Trail Angel experience. Some folks in a silver Toyota Tundra just driving along, coming past, pulled over. First thing, how am I going? Do I need anything? Do I need water? People are very kind. The generosity is amazing. But we're all stocked up out of Pie Town, so I didn't need anything. It was very nice of them to offer. Look what we have here on the side of the road. The old can of Fosters. The road out of Pie Town just continues to be this clay dirt road. Not much to report today. That's the chip crusher way out there in the distance. The only thing I can say is every afternoon we just get these beautiful white fluffy cumulus clouds. Look great against the beautiful blue sky. Get this every day. Always starts with very, almost rarely a cloud in the sky in the morning and the afternoon. There's lots of these. And as you can see, this road walk continues on and on and on. I've done 33 kilometres. What's that? 20, is it 18 miles? 19 miles? 20 miles, something like that. And not much change. So finally, after 9 hours and 20 minutes and 38 kilometres or 24 miles, an oasis in the desert, water coming up, very thirsty. So this was mentioned on the map as a reliable water source. It's saying the water flows out of this black pipe. It's supposed to be cool and cold. But the black pipe is not working. So if you come over here, where the trough is, so maybe there's water running from the tank to a pipe over here. And as you can see, not the prettiest colour. Believe it or not, it's probably drinkable, but wouldn't taste real good. So, you'll notice there's a little leak coming from inside the tank, and so we get the water just like this. At the toaster house, I had another go at repairing my leaking sleeping pad. That's the 4th time now I've had to try and do this. Still struggling with being too cold at night, and in an attempt to keep the punctures at bay, I've added a Thermarest foam base mat to my kit. I'm hoping for a warm night's sleep. I'm now in my tent and the sun has gone down, and I'm being welcomed into the night by the familiar sound of coyotes howling in the not too distant area. What a great way to end the day. I woke up about 6 this morning and I sort of procrastinated a little too long trying to work out what the plan for today is, because the varying routes going forward all have limited water options. Now, yesterday carried a lot of water because there was almost none for that 26-mile stretch. Well, there was none, and makes for a very heavy pack. And so now I've got the same problem again, and on the app there's a number of different routes I can take, but they all show inconsistent or varying degrees of reliability of the water. Some say they're dry, some say they're flowing, so it's hard to know what to do. So I didn't sort of get going till around 7:30 trying to work out which route to take, but I've headed off now and I'll get down the track where the junctions turn up and try and make a choice down there. You can see the route ahead is continuing to be this long gravel road. Not much to report on either side, just big open grazing farming land. So I'm just coming up to the junction between the Cibolo alternate or the official CDT. Cibolo is apparently 40 miles shorter, but goes high up in the mountains over there, and the CDT sort of weaves off to the left and does a bit of a circular route. But the CDT goes through some lava fields apparently whereas the cibola looks down on them. So which one to go? Well, I've decided to go the official route, even though it's longer. It says there's more water sources, even though they seem a bit dubious about their reliability. But that's the way we're going to head. Longer, staying on the official trail. The problem with walking on a gravel road is you get a car racing past, you get to eat lots of dust. That's Highway 117, and I've just done about 2.5 miles on that. Now I'm turning up this way to head to the chain of craters country byway. We'll hopefully see some lava fields. I decided to take the official CDT route rather than the cibola alternate. Just ahead I catch up to Chip Crusher, who passed me early in the morning while I was still in my tent trying to work out what to do. Great minds think alike, as we have both chosen the same route. So I'm on a backcountry byway now called the Chain of Craters. We're heading up to some lava fields. I just did about 2.5-3 miles on Highway 117. It's about turning onto this road, as you can probably hear from the wind, is I've turned away from a raging, roaring crosshead wind into a nice tailwind now. How good's that? After 40 miles or 60 kilometres of road, gravel, highway travel last day and a half, I'm now going cross country and following these rock pans across this lava field. You can see rocky terrain it's turned into. We've done about a mile walking through that grass field, and here we have it, lava field. Just bubbling up out of the ground, or it did once upon a time. It is not long before we are entering this amazing world of lava. The CDT doesn't skirt around it, but travels right through the lava field. The footing is precarious as we jump, climb and skip from rock to rock. Some of the fissures are so big and deep that if you tripped and fell, you might not ever be found. You can just see how the rock was in its molten state before it dried into these formations. Incredible, it's amazing in here. It's pretty tricky walking along this stuff. Lots of fissures and gaps and rocky edges, and got to keep your wits about you. My brother-in-law Rob, who is our resident and the world's, I might say, geological expert, informs me that these lava fields were last active about 2,000 years ago and started forming 115,000 years ago. It was a great experience traipsing across this rocky lava trail, just incredible. I even sat down and enjoyed lunch right in the middle of it. This is the new craze. It's called lunch in the lava fields. Hickory smoked tuna in a wrap. This is called the definition of relaxation. So my resident expert, brother-in-law Rob, he informs me the last time these lava fields were active were about 2,000 years ago, and they started forming from about 115,000 years ago. So thanks for that, Rob. We head out of the lava flow area and journey across grazing land that is filled with lumpy, bumpy grass, plus lots of volcanic rock. It's a bit frustrating as this ground is so difficult to cover. The lava field turned out to being only a small section, but I'm so glad I did it. The formations, the fissures, you can just see how the lava was in its molten state before coming to its resting place. Nearing the end of the day. It's been a long one. Done 40 k's now. Maybe, I don't know, half a k to go, hopefully, and then we're looking for water. After 25 miles, carrying water the whole way, this is our resupply. Yum yum. Look at that. Clear as-ish. Got a little friend come to share our water with us. That's the end of another day, another 25-mile day. Here's the campsite for tonight. Sorry about the winds. And look at that sun shining on that hill in the background. I just had to check, but today's Thursday. It's funny how you lose track of the day, time. But 2 big days in a row, 2 25-mile days. Today was again a road walk, continuing out of Pie Town until we hit a highway, and then we did the turn into the fantastic lava fields, which was a really good experience. We only did a short walk through them, perhaps a mile or a bit more, and then the trail went off into similar to this sort of land, as you can see, open grazing land, very lumpy, bumpy on the feet. So my left foot's still giving me grief when it gets on that kind of terrain. But I got through today. Water was starting to run short, starting to worry a bit, and the guide where we are now said the water wasn't that great, but actually it wasn't too bad, so they might have cleaned it up since that report, I'm not sure. But we got some water there. We didn't get out of the tyre in the end. There was a feeder bucket before the tyre, which tasted better than the tyre water, so that was that. You can see we've got tent all set up, just about to have some dinner. Mountain House biscuits and gravy. It's actually a breakfast, but goes pretty good. So that'll do it for tonight. And then we're going to have not such a busy day tomorrow, which will be good to take it easy. So only looking to do maybe 20 miles. Yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, so that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Just before we go, how's the red clouds? So, no wonder I was freezing last night. -7. Ask me if I was cold last night. Yes, I was. And do you know why? It was -7 or 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh man, that was chilly. But once per usual, New Mexico This is a blue sky, sunny morning. A bit of a delayed start, didn't get going till 8 o'clock. But it's not too bad now. And we're into it. As you can see, the trail this morning is not so much marked on the ground, but by those cairns along the way. And it's really just stepping across this volcanic rock field. Further on from the lava fields from yesterday, and further from my brother-in-law Rob, I'm walking through quite a lot of these hills around here. And Rob informs me these are all baby volcanoes or cinder cones. And there's quite a few of them around here. And it goes to explain why there are so many volcanic rock just like that we've been walking through. But Rob says that all this is quite young in geological terms. So here's a great shot of these little mini volcanoes, cinder cones, out there in the distance. Zoom in a little bit. Here's some more big footprints. Little one, big one. Little one, big one with nails. The plan was to have an easy-ish day today, and with the cold start I didn't get going until 8 AM. I hiked with Chip Crusher for the first kilometre or half mile or so before he took a quick break. As it turned out, I never saw him again for the rest of the day. And now we are separated. I assume it will remain that way until we get to Grants, New Mexico. I'm feeling surprisingly well. Even my sore left foot is cooperating. Although I need to be careful as that's only one misstep away from being aggravated. Here's a close-up view. One of these cinder cones. As we look around, we're strolling all the way through them. There's another one over there. So it's time for lunch. I've done just over 10 miles, been going for 4 hours 15 minutes. So it's been a pretty nice day. Stop for lunch, check out the view. Not sure whether you're interested or not, but I'll give you an idea what I have for lunch basically every day. Wraps, tortillas, and today I've got chicken creations, classic barbecue sauce, and I have 2 of these wraps like this, and the second one I have with the mighty Spam. Can't beat it. I made my first navigational pain in the butt error today. I was coming up to a water source that was off trail, and I thought I would cut off early to meet it, thus saving time. But of course I over-egged the cut-off and ended up high above the mark. So I had to backtrack to the water, only to find it was a cow trough and the water was red. Deciding it wasn't drinkable, I made a mess of getting back to the trail, all for it to be a decided waste of time and distance. Late in the day, decided to do a quick push as fast as I can into the ice cave. It's about 9 k's. It's another 2 hours at best, 2.5 hours. We'll see how we go. It's about 4:30 now, so somewhere around 6:37. Hopefully we'll make it by. I've been going for 8.5 hours now. I've done, let me see, 30.5 k's, and I just skipped the last water source after the debacle of the one previous, it turned out to be a waste of time. The water was not drinkable in my eyes. Because this water source was off the trail again, I didn't want to risk wasting the time. So I've got about, about 5 miles into the ice cave, which is some kind of cave that never gets above 32 degrees. So I thought I'll push hard to try and make it to there, even though I've only got about half a litre of water left. But you wouldn't believe it. Look at the trails giving me a nice even road. So I'm not sure how long I get to stay on it, but hopefully for a while, and I can make some good miles. If I can stay on this, I'll probably be there in 2 hours, as opposed to 3 hours if I was on a lumpy, rocky bed track. So we'll push on and hopefully we'll get there in time to get some water. So I'm walking along, the landscape is still dotted with these cinder cones, baby volcanoes. There's one over there, as you can see. Just around here, there's one just behind that tall tree there. Pretty amazing to see once you know what they are. Thanks again, Rob. But I thought I might add a bit more about this ice cave. There's also a volcano down there, can't remember what it's called. But when I said that it doesn't get below 32, that's 0 Celsius I meant to add. But more importantly, speaking of cold, it actually sells ice cream. And is there any other reason than to push on other than that? Here we are crossing the Continental Divide again. Elevation is 7,882 feet. I've made it to the ice caves, and you know what they say, the best laid plans always come unstuck. There's a slight technical hitch as the gate is closed. It is all closed up. So that leaves me with a bit of a dilemma, a bit short on water, got a tiny little bit left to get me through the night. I'll need to reassess and work out what the plan is for tomorrow. It's 25 mile to the Malpais ranger station, which is closed, but they say there's water on there, or else I might take a different route, one of the alternates where there might be water a bit closer. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So, trail angel just came to my rescue. Guy behind me, working late. He is fitting a satellite dish or something like that. Anyway, comes through with a bottle of water for me. How good's that? It's getting dark out now, as you can sort of see. It's actually darker in real life than it's showing on camera. I'm going for 12 hours now. Just done 47 Ks. What's that, 29 miles. And I've got about a K to go. And hopefully this Malpais ranger station will have some water. More importantly, somewhere to set up camp. And look, got a whole audience out here watching me walk by, thinking, what is this lunatic doing out at this hour? I'm thinking the same. The information centre finally turns up and they are closed, but yes, they have water. So my hike ahead tomorrow is now back on track because the water supply ahead is very limited. It is now totally dark, so the first job to do is get the tent set up and everything else organised. It's too late to cook a meal, so I settle for some beef jerky. At least I'll get a little protein to aid my muscle recovery overnight. There's no mucking around, the tent is up, the sleeping bag is out, and it's time for me to get in it for a well-deserved rest, even if I do say so myself. This is where I stayed last night. It's the Malpais Visitor Centre, part of the National Park Service. And as you know, I got in late last night when it was dark, and I just pitched my tent back over here, in behind the trees over there. It was very good because there's water, and I'm all set for the day now. Did I say earlier how it was much warmer this morning? Woke up to -6 as opposed to yesterday's -7. But we're up and at it. Sun is shining, sky is blue. Got a massive blister on my left heel, which is sort of painful, but we're trudging along. We're still in this volcanic field. You get these amazing rock formations just like this one, like a big cube. You can see we're still walking in amongst these lava fields. There's so much of it around this place. At the moment I'm walking on sort of grassy terrain, but mostly it's been volcanic rock. If I look around this way, you see up the back there's another volcanic cinder cone. So it must have been an amazingly active place, however many thousands of years ago. But it is incredible to see, these massive piles of lava all dried up. Crazy. How's this for a trail to have to walk through? I'm starting to wonder if the people who organised the route of this section of the trail have done so to deliberately torment me. Don't they know that I've got a blister and that my shoes are at the end of their life and I can now feel every little jagged rock? What's going on? And a couple of friends coming to meet me. I'm going to say hello. That rocky volcanic lava field. We're back onto this lumpy grass. I feel like I'm always complaining. It's never easy. Rocks or lumpy grass, which would you rather have? Sometimes I wonder, CDTC just do this to torment me. So I just started to come out of the previous rocky section into that open grassland. The trail was just starting to get okay, and then all of a sudden it weaves back straight into this. No trail, just following cans again, stepping over rocks. And back in the lava field. Like a massive canyon. This cave is massive, and it's the end of this super long canyon that I showed you earlier. I've been walking all the way along the rim. It feels a bit eerie standing where I am, because knowing that underneath there's a big gaping hole. So we'll move, tread lightly as they say, hopefully get across this little bridge. These lava fields are starting to wear on my feet. Every time you think, oh maybe we're just about out of them, the trail seems to weave you right back in the middle of them. So I'm hoping maybe only another 2 or 3 k's of it to go and we'll be at the other side. My first step ladder over a fence. I'm surprised the CDT doesn't have more of these, a bit like they do in the UK. Seriously, this is the trail. My poor little footsies. Well, I'm hoping the last time we've come up out of the lava field. It's looking a bit ominous out there. These afternoon clouds in New Mexico, they never cease to amaze me. I'm at the junction of the official CDT and the Bonita Zuni alternate. I decided to take this route, mostly because there is less highway walking involved heading into Grants. The Zuni is 2 miles shorter apparently, so that helps too. After walking for 5.5 hours, I've only done 16 kilometres or 10 miles. Such was the difficulty of this morning's terrain. I try to hike on as far as I can today to make the journey into Grants as short as possible tomorrow. I eke out about 31 kilometres or just short of 20 miles in 9 hours. That should leave me about 25 kilometres or 14 miles left to go. I don't know whether you can tell, I think it's trying to snow. Certainly it's sleeting. It's cold, but it's not that cold. But I think definitely up on the mountains it'll be snowing up there. Now this is the way to travel. Only problem is you get to eat dust. Getting later in the day, maybe an hour to go, we'll call it stumps. Those clouds are looking ominous still. Here's my little stealth camp for the night. Did 20 miles today, sore foot and all, blister. I got through it, only got about 14 or 15 miles to Grants, New Mexico tomorrow. That's my little outlook. Hopefully it won't be too cold like it has been the last few nights. We'll see. I find a nice campsite in the pines, and it's nice to have some time up my sleeve to relax a little before getting the tent set up and cooking dinner. That's a plus from my near 50k or 30 mile day yesterday. It's a bit windy and chilly now the sun has dipped behind the mountain. So it's everything on as I expect a cold night again. I'm in no rush tomorrow, so if it's too cold in the morning, I'll just have to sleep in a little. Sunday morning, 7:45, and we've only got 5.5 to 6 hours into Grants. Yay! So not too far today. A bit breezy this morning, into a headwind, but not too bad. Sun is shining, sky's blue, although there are a couple of greyish clouds out that way. Not sure how that will go, but hopefully it'll hold off for the next 6 hours, and then we make it back to civilization. See you then. Dark skies out there to the west, lava fields in front of us. A few clouds where I'm heading, but only 12 miles to go. Walking along, and it's windy, cloudy and then sunny. Depending on what the sun is doing, when it's out with this jacket on, I get quite warm, and you go to take it off, and the next minute a cloud will come by. With this breeze that's blowing, it gets quite chilly. So I'm going through a hot cold phase. At the moment I'm sticking with keeping it on, because when it gets cold it is still very chilly. It's all road walking today. As I get closer to Grants, the road goes from dirt to gravel, and then with about 6 miles to town it changes to asphalt. Coming down out of the mountains, and with Grants getting closer, I come into phone service range, so I'm able to catch up on all the news as I walk along. The canyon is now closed in dramatically, with high walls on both sides. Atop these walls are some astonishing rock formations. So I've turned into a asphalt road walk now as we head down into Grants, New Mexico. Got about 6 miles, 10 k's to go. I've been going for 3.25 hours now, so I should be there in 2 hours the way we're going. Been downhill pretty much most of the last 10k, so looking good. Mountain in the background there might be Mount Taylor, which I might be climbing up and over. Not sure yet, just have to wait and see what the conditions are like. I'm now on the outskirts of Grants, and there are lots of houses with big dogs, and they are all seemingly wishing to eat me. Thankfully they are all behind fences. I certainly hope it stays that way. Alright, just about into Grants, New Mexico. A couple of k's, 2.5 mile and a bit before I get into town. Sorry about the wind, but I just crossed over the interstate, and you'll notice there's still quite a great deal of lava flow, or even all the way around here. All that black rock there, that's all lava flow, all the way right into town. This message is proudly brought to you by my sponsors, McDonald's, Chili Shakes. Yum. I forgot to tell you, we're on Route 66. Middle America. It's Easter Sunday, so everything looks very quiet. That's the Cadillac Eldorado. Only in America. I'm in Grants. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I'm just heading down to do my laundry, and it started snowing on me. It's pretty wet snow, but it's snow until it hits the ground. RIP my first pair of runners on the CDT. I think all up from the bit I did before to now, they've probably done about 700 kilometres. They lasted pretty well. Just the main problem was the soles started to give out, not too badly, but they just started to get too mushy in this section. We could really start to feel everything, but no rips or tears on top. So, on to the next pair.